Well, a very good evening, everybody, and apologies for the delay there. Seem to have a little bit of technical difficulties, but hopefully we have that sorted now. Okay, so now we are live and we can actually hear what's going on. Apologies for that. What you have missed so far is obviously the drivers going out on their initial sighter lap. Just put some times in. We've got Martin Kozler currently in provisional pole in the Mercedes. Then Dark Norbert has already been out on a run with an 18.4, which is a pretty good time in fairness. He's come in, put a fresh set of softs on. Be looking to put another run together now. See if he can catapult himself up into pole position. So off there, Nerdy having a little bit of fun on the out lap. I think that's probably ruined that set of tyres for him. I think it's an in lap anyway, so it doesn't really affect him too much. So who do we have on a lap? Skipper just starting a lap, I believe. Got two cars at a standstill. Unfortunately, it looks like Skipper and I think it's an Alpine there. I'm not quite sure who that was. So the Williams have doubled. Yeah. So Bog now out on his first hot lap, coming into the final sector 12 up to turn number 13. And this is not a sector that Bog finds much to his liking. Sector 3, I think he's okay, sector 1 and 2, but he really does have a dislike for sector 3. So we'll see what time he can put on the ball. Coming across the line now at 20.9. So a sighter lap there for Bog. To be honest, he does have a tendency, looking at his ERS, I think he's putting in one lap and then just warming up his tyres. So out lap, one lap, and then putting in his hot lap. So we'll see what he can improve on this time. Looking at his time coming through towards the end of sector 1. There we go, half a second up on his time already just through sector 1. Skip back into the pits there. We have it Schreiber. He's on an out lap. Oh, and Martin Kozler there having a spin coming into the final turn number 14, so it's quite easy to lose it there. Get on the throttle just a little bit too early, and unfortunately that's it for you. But Milo now will be crossing the line next. He comes into the pits. Let's jump back on board with Bog, who's coming into the final sector now, so round turn number 14 and 15, keeps it nice and tight there to open up the final turn number 14 on the power nice and early. Let's see what time Bog can put in, a 19.4, so that's an improvement, taking him up into 7th place. I do know Bog's got a mid-18s in him as well, so we'll see if he can pull that out for a bit later. Okay, next across the line we are going to have Jurek. He's currently with a 119.855. He's not going to improve it on this lap. Okay, jumping back to McLaren of Trenky, currently with a 121. Let's see if he can improve. He's not using on that lap. Okay, who do we have? So Ralph is on an out lap. Jurek is on an out lap. Just want to see who the lead is going to be. I think it might be Martin, but he's spun. We'll see what he can do. Yeah, 6 seconds on this one, so obviously that one semi-aborted. Kozlikov there putting in a 19. Jurek has been disqualified from the session for going the wrong way. I can only assume he spun, and this game gives absolutely no tolerance if you're going in the wrong direction. It will just disqualify you. I had that in pre-season, and I don't think that has been fixed too much. So, yep, Dark Norbert coming into the pits. We have Mr. Elijah. So it was a slow lap by him, whether he's doing the same as Bob and putting in a couple of warm-ups before he then goes for it. Then the Haas of Peter Pirate. Coming round the final bend now, we'll see what time he can put on. 120.389. That puts him in 12th position at the moment. Next to cross the line is going to be Ralph. Jump on board with Ralph and see where he can put himself. 19.239 up in the 5th place. And a good lap by Ralph there. Just watch Nerdy for a little bit. I'm also keeping an eye on Skipper there. 111. Okay, so Nerdy now coming round here towards the final sector. Towards the chicane. So it's so important to get this right. You can lose so much time going through the chicane. You can gain so much time as well. But here we go. Nerdy now putting his foot down, crossing the line with an 18.2. Second place for Nerdy. Good lap there. So purple in the final sector, that will always help. Easy Baldy with a 20.9. His teammate now into the pits. So next to cross the line, I think we're going to look at Chef JB. So we get 19s. We have 19.3. Moves him up into 8th place. So 5 minutes of qualifying left. So majority will now be coming in to put on fresh tyres. Skipper going for another 19.8. It's his time by a tenth, nearly 2 tenths. Moves himself into 11th place. So who do we have finishing a lap now? Dark Norbert is on his out lap. Chef JB, we've just seen him. Okay, so I thought Bog would probably be going out fairly soon. McLaren is going to be next of Dr. Scenic Kitchen with 22.039. Or his hot lap, should I say, I think. So we now having people coming out of the pits. Bog has come out of the pits. Martin Kosler is out of the pits. Dark Norbert on a lap. I think he's the only one who's on the lap. I'm not sure about Skipper. Let's have a quick look at Skipper. No, he wasn't. Didn't think he was. But I was a good one missing. Two pits as well. 358. A quick change of tyres and should get himself back out for a final run. Again, aborting that and coming in for a fresh set of tyres on. 3.5 minutes left, so we really are getting towards these final runs now. So an 18.2 currently pole position by Scheiber. That's not a bad lap, to be honest with you. And I can see that getting a little bit quicker. We'll see if anybody can break into the 17s. Dr. Scenic there putting himself into 14th with a 20.4. Celebrating Peter Pirate onto his I think he'll probably get 2 runs, but it'll be his final runs now. So these will be the last, well, probably 2 laps. I think they'll probably get out of it, but just whether they've got enough fuel on. so Bog going for looking, he's not using any ERS at the moment, so he'll be doing the 2 laps, so first lap on an out lap, second lap just get those tyres up to temperature. So important to get those tyres up to temperature this year. Dr. Scenic there having another spin. Okay, so who are we going to have? Pete Pirate, looks like he will be the first to set a time. Now 19, 19.9. So an improvement there for Pete, 12th. 19.9, but I don't think he would have been hoping for a little bit better there. Dr. Scenic has had enough and coming to put his fresh tyres on. See how Bog's getting on in the first section. He's 5 hundredths of a second up on his best lap time so far. Find a little bit more than that, Bog, to put yourself up to the front, so you've got that 18.5, 18.4 in you. Lap. We have BB Baldy. I think he must have had an incident like that because he was behind his teammate, obviously 40 seconds slower, so he's certainly backed out. Jeff JB will now be starting his last lap as well. So Dart Norbert, 3rd place, 18.303, so an improvement on his time there, but not on position. Driver's still on the out lap, but he has got right behind him. Probably with a 19.0. I think he might have got held up a bit through that final sector, but nevertheless 6th position. So out of ERS pretty much now, so won't be improving too much on that one. But no, good qualifying by Bog, put him 6th place in the mix, and the racecraft is very much what Bog's all about, but I think there's a few of them here that are the same, so it should be an interesting race. But Scheiber looking for last week was Milo de Hill who actually got pole position. Scheiber got the fastest lap at the Australian Grand Prix, so he's undoubtedly got pace. Got Norbert here crossing the line. A 17.862, that is a fast time, so 3.5 tenths up on anybody else at the moment. And Scheiber, his teammate, is coming through. He's 2 tenths up on his own time, so he again could break the 1 minute 18 second barrier into the 17s. Let's have a look. 17.80, just over, ever so slightly. He improves on his lap time. They're looking to be out of field, I think, or certainly out of the RS. Ralph there crossing the line into 7th position, and we now have Nerdy coming across, currently in 3rd position. Can he beat that? Does beat his time by 4 thousandths of a second. He doesn't improve his position, but still a good. Just missed Mr. Delija there, putting himself up to 2nd place with 18.6. 063. Next across the line is going to be Skipper. So Skipper improves on time but not in position, so he will be looking at 11th place. Who do we have then? Zengel gives up on that lap. I think that is qualifying over and done with. It is. So there we have it, Dart Norbert taking pole position. So at one point it looked like Scheiber was going to get it, but Dart Norbert with a cracking lap there at the 17.862, taking pole position by 2 tenths over Mr. Delija in the Alpine, and then the second Alpha Romeo of Scheiber as well in 3rd place. Nerdy Average Gamer taking a good strong 4th place there. through the rest of the grid once we get the results up. But yeah, a good lap by Dark Norbert there, so 2/10 quicker than Mr. Delija there in the Alpine. Then we have Schreiber in the second Alfa Romeo, Nerdy in the AlphaTauri, Martin in the Mercedes, P20 in the Williams, Zengel, apologies if I pronouncing that wrong, in the Aston Martin, Ralph in the Red Bull. Then we got Bog in the Alpine in 9th, Chef JB in the AlphaTauri, Skipper in the Ferrari, Milo, last week's pole sitter, not finding this one to his liking so far, down there in 12th place. We then have Pete and BV Baldy in the Hasses in 13th, 14th. 15th is Dr. Scenic Kitchen, 16th Trenky, 17th Fairy Tale, 18th Double, and 19th is Jurek. Well, welcome back as we are getting ready for the race. Obviously, everybody's putting their tyre choices and their strategies now. Looks like it's going to be dry. I've had no confirmation or anything that we've got any rain. So I think we're going to have a dry race here. Okay, so let's have a look and see what tyres everybody has chosen. Okay, everybody has gone for the mediums. So I am wondering if there's potential for rain in the race, because I know a couple of people would have tried an alternate strategy here. So yeah, we'll wait and see, but it's no one's told me if there is going to be any rain. Fingers crossed, we're going to have a dry race. There's some good racing, but as I say, everybody starting on the mediums just makes me think that there might be a little bit of bad weather coming our way. But we shall see. So Dark Norbert taking that pole position, so his first pole position of the season, with Mr. Delija in second on the front row. So Schreiber in the Alfa Romeo just behind his teammate, so they'll be looking at trying to get a good launch and we'll try and hold everybody back. But as I say, there's a fair few in here that have good racecraft. I can obviously see Ralph doing quite well. Nerdy, I know, is quite a strong driver as well, so I think he could do well if luck is on his side. We've got 3 disqualifications, so they're going to have very, very cold tyres. And as I said before, it's so important to warm your tyres up in this race, and remember that they are cold. You come flying out of the pits on cold tyres, you cannot brake where you normally do. It's a learning process for all of us. Okay, so just waiting for everybody to line up. McLaren there, that so all the disqualifications on the left are just people who haven't quite lit up. So I'm going to jump on board with Dark Norbert, just behind him, jump with his teammate actually, with Schreiber, just for the lights. Pure and simple, didn't get such a rubbish camera at the beginning. So we are 4 or 5 red lights. And the lights are out and off we go for the start of the Spanish Grand Prix, and that's a good start by Schreiber, already putting himself up alongside Mr. Delija. Dark Norbert coming across the block, looking at what is happening behind. Oh, the camera angles are horrendous, and a bit of contact into turn 1 between Mr. Delija and Schreiber there. But everybody else seems to have got through fairly without too much of an incident, so that's good. Right, okay, so back to the front. Ideal start by the Alfa Romeos there, getting the jump on Mr. Delilah, who I'm not sure if he has any wing damage. He does. Front left end plate is missing, so he's going to be holding up Zengel for a while. Whether he's going to pit at the end of this lap for damage or carry on, only time will tell. So looking back, we have main gainers really. Zengel making 3 places, Martin Kozla in 3rd, making up 2 places. Mr. Delilah obviously losing those 3 places due to the incident at the first corner. I missed Nerdy as well, lost a couple of places. I can only assume he was caught up in the incident at the back, and we just catch that as a double. A little spin. I think he just caught the back of the car in front of him, so unfortunately that drops him to the back of the field. So yeah, Mr. Delia coming in there to put some what's he gone for? A set of hards? Or was he on hards? He was on hards. I think he's gone for mediums, and who knows, so he'll be back out soon. Right, okay, so a few in the pits at the end of first lap. Front 3 are making a bit of a bulk for it. Nerdy just a little bit further back there, but yeah, we've got the 2 Alfa Romeos of Dark Norbert and Scheiber. And then we have the Mercedes of Martin Costa, literally just behind. Although it says he's over a minute behind, it's not. It's just the tower will sort itself out shortly. But Martin has closed in now on Scheiber. Seems to have some good pace. We'll see if he will go for a move. Obviously, we're still waiting for DRS to be enabled. Here we are on to the start-finish line, so very close between the top 3. Just keeping my eyes peeled for anything else that's going on behind. See anybody going for a move at the moment. Obviously we're just on the ERS, so we'll be running for the DRS next lap. Scenic Kitchen we have lost. Where did we lose Scenic Kitchen? But we have, I believe that is a virtual safety car. I can't see a safety car coming out of the pits, but we've got 3 yellow sectors. But I'm sorry, Dr. Scenic, I missed that completely, so I don't know what happened to you, but we are good. Fairy Tale picking up a drive through there for speeding under the virtual safety car. But we are racing again, so Dark Norbert, Scheiber and Martin pulling out a 5 seconds. Oh, Fairy Tale pick up 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane as well. Really not his day today. A nice battle going on here with the skipper and Ralph Bog. Didn't notice that, making his way up in the 5th place. Oh, and we have a spinner there. I'm not sure who that was. That was Nerdy. Oh, Nerdy. Going so well up into 5th, but given the place to Bogarowski now. Bog's 6.9, nearly 7 seconds behind Martin, but maybe 2 seconds clear of Chef Shay B behind, so jumping back to the front. We've got a triple move going on here. Looks like Skipper losing 2 places there to Ralph and Zengel. These 2 are very, very close. Let's see if we are going to get any move coming up here. It's not really the place to do it, but it's a good place to pressurise. Here we go, Ralph in the Red Bull trying to hold off Zengel in the Aston Martin. So Skipper just being overtaken, but he's still there ready to pick up any pieces should it all fall apart. So back at the front, it looks like Dark Norbert is starting to pull away ever so slightly from Scheiber. Scheiber now with a 1.6 second lead, but Martin now all over the back of Schreiber, and DRS is going to be enabled, or is already enabled, so we will see if he will go for a move on this lap. He's closing. Nice and clean there, but Martin making the move up in the second place. So we now see what road he can put into Dartmoor. What was he losing? Another 3 or 4 tenths there whilst that overtake was going on. So right, further back. What do we Nerdy looking to make up those places again after a spin. We have a yellow, looks like fairy tale again. No, it's not, it's his teammate, which is Sengel. You're doing so well. Had a couple of moments there, but he's now being closed on by Peter Byron, who has to go off track. That is, he's been a little bit more aware of cars when you're travelling slow, and Sengel has now completely cooked those tyres. And we also have a spare Martin. Looks like he has spun from 3rd place. Oh, it's all kicking off now, and Milo smashes into the back of Martin now. I don't think there was anything he could do. He just was not expecting him to be there at all. Bogorowski now up into the podium, but I'm not sure if he sustained any damage from that as well. But yeah, Martin obviously spinning in the last turn, or sort of turn 15, 16. Unfortunately just recovering and got hit right up the backside by Milo, who is now going to struggle with no front wing. Absolutely no front wing at all. So unfortunate for him, but that is going to put him back a little bit. JB going for the move there, but Milo not giving the position up just because he's lost his front wing. Either side of Milo. So Ralph now up into 5th place, looking to have good pace today. Chef JB as well will be looking to tag along with him, try and close down that 4-second gap that they've got to Martin Kozler, who is going for the move now on Bogorowski just as we switch back. Martin Kozler there with the DRS and a bit of usage of the DRS, I would have thought, to put himself up past Bogorowski. So back up in the 3rd place for Martin. He did have good pace, so we'll see if he can close down on those 2 leading Alfa Romeos. But fantastic for them in the championship at the moment. Have activity in the pits. We do. Zengel is in, and Milo is obviously in as well to get a new front wing. So, what battles do we have going on at the moment? Not a lot, it's quite spaced out to be honest. The nearest we have, I think, is this battle with Skipper Ralph and Chef JB, but still quite spaced out. Nerdy now has closed in on the back of Durek. We'll be looking at trying to get his AlphaTauri past the Ferrari on the start-finish line. Just needs to keep close, get a good drive out of the final of this turn 15 and 16, which it looks like he has. So with DRS and ERS, should be able to make a move down the inside here. We are closing. Good move. So squeezed out a bit. a late-ish move there. Okay, so we have P20 overtaking Peter Pirate there. Quite an easy overtake for him at the end of the day. But Pete currently in 14th. Okay, so Dark Norbert now with nearly a 4-second lead. So he has literally just been in control so far today. I don't want to jinx him too early, but obviously getting that pole position by quite a margin. We have a yellow. Why do we have a yellow? Not quite sure who that was. But Bog sitting in 4th place, current championship leader after the win in Australia. Martin is closing that lap down, that lap time down on Scheiber in front. We were over 10 seconds, we're now down to about 9.6. So I think he's knocked about a second off in the last couple of laps. Looks like Pete is about to lose another position to Mr. Delijah, who is going to make a move up the inside. And does so. Mr. Delijah now up into 14th. So not been great for him so far. Obviously qualifying second, so he's dropped down quite a way. But see if he can recover and get himself down points. So as I say, not much battling at the moment. Nerdy is closing in on Skipper. But yeah, all of them on mediums. Everybody starting on mediums. So we're going to see a flurry of pit activity sort of round about only time in the next 3-4 laps, around 13-14 up to probably lap 16 is the ideal time to change your mediums onto the hards. So tyre wear at the moment should be sort of approaching mid 40s. Maybe a little bit higher depending on how aggressive you are on your tyres, but it won't be long. Next couple of laps they'll start losing some grip and then they will fall off completely. We have seen the hards go an awful long way. I think Shabby in Division 1 miraculously too, I think it was 28 laps on a set of hards, so it proves it can be done. Obviously with the skill level of Division 1 they make it look easy. So we have another spinner. Jurek has spun at turn number 10 and is doing a few donuts early. He's just trying to get himself back on track. Oh, too much on the throttle there. And keep yourself out of the way. There's a lot of cars coming. A lot of cars coming. Looks like he has kept himself out of the way, so fair play to him there. Obviously it's not the one thing you think of when you're spinning. You're normally furious, but no, fair play to him, kept out of the way. So right at the front, Dark Norbert now 4.5 seconds away. Every time I move, is it someone change a position or spin? It's just pot luck, isn't it? But right, okay, so Dark Norbert, as I say, over 4.5 seconds clear now. Looking very comfortable. So Scheiber in second comes into the pit, so he is the first of the front runners to blink on lap number 12. But I would expect him to be going for the hard tyres. Martin stays out. Oh, had front wing damage as well, so I wonder if that's why Scheiber might have been a little bit slower than Dark Norbert. If that was down to wing damage, then fair play, because he was only, well, 4.5 seconds behind. But okay, BV Baldy also coming into the pits. And what I will do now is bring up the tyre. I should have brought it up sooner, so apologies for that. But yeah, we've got Scheiber and BV Baldy going on to the hards. Obviously Milo already on the hards after that early incident. We'll be looking at taking them as far as he can. It's starting to get busy again now. It seems to have closed up with the pit stops. We've obviously got a mix of people that have pitted and haven't pitted. But those tyres are so cold when you come out of the pits. They really are. You've got to work so hard to get temperature into them. So Ralph now closing in on Bogorovsky, just half to 3/4 of a second behind him there. Be in DRS. He has those doors open, but he's not closing. Potential that he's used a lot of DRS to close that gap. Look at P20 here, who has come out on the soft, so he'll be looking at the 2-stop. Medium, soft. But he is going to have pace to burn for a few laps. He's going to have so much better grip than the cars in front of him, so we should see him picking up the pace. There we go. He's so much better grip coming out of turn 14, 16 even. So there we go, an easy overtake for B20, so 2.8 behind Milo. We'll see how quickly he can close it down, but as I say, obviously will need to pit again. Meanwhile, Scheiber, net second place, currently in 8th position. Let's have a look at the overall times. Okay, so Scheiber is 33.7 seconds behind his teammate at the moment. And I can't see any sign of Norbert wanting to pit at the moment. Bogbear still in 3rd place, podium position, but Ralph would like that position if he possibly can. So I assume they would be looking at coming into the pits soon. P20 has pitted as well. And he goes on to a fresh set of hards, so I assume it was probably a tyre blunder that put him onto the softs rather than a tactic. So unfortunate for him, but Norbert now race leader coming into the pits. Is Martin going to do the same behind him? So the gap now up at about 14 seconds. So we are, is Bog coming in? Bog is coming in, Ralph keeps going. And Chef JB keeps going as well. Okay, Skipper coming in. So we are at the regular pit stop times now. So Skipper in. Is Trinky going to come in as well? I'm just going to jump to the front because Dark Norbert has come out 2 seconds ahead of Ralph now, who is on warm, but warm mediums. So as you can see, that gap is tumbling at the moment. 1.7, but it will quickly after this lap, it will just stabilise. and then Ralph will go through the same. So Mr. Elijah there making the move on Trenky into turn 1 and 2. The front Ralph has closed that down to a 2.5 seconds. Fairy Tale now getting warnings for blue flags. Unfortunately picking up a penalty there. Ralph has decided to pit, so obviously he will go on to the hards, but Chef JB doesn't pit. He's taking his mediums another lap. I've got Trenky down there who hasn't changed tyres yet. I think everybody else has for one reason or another. So Chef JB currently in 2nd place, 6 seconds behind Dark Norbert. Ralph actually coming out. We have a virtual safety car, or is that a safety car? I think it's another virtual safety car. I don't think it's a full one. So indeed, yep. So I don't know why. Double, he's been disqualified, scenic pitching. No, can't see the reason for that one, but we'll keep our eyes peeled. Hopefully no one will get a drive-through for speeding under the safety car, or virtual safety car. Again, it's Link Codemasters need to work on is the Delta. Notice in one of the races during the week, I think it was Division 1, they had to absolutely slam on the brakes and pretty much come to a stop just to make sure that they could stay under the unrealistic Delta. But hopefully they'll get that sorted, along with the tyre issues and a few more bugs that are out there at the moment. So Chef JB now coming into the pits under virtual safety car, so he's going to save himself a few seconds there. A bit of a cheaper pit stop for him. Is he going to come? He comes out ahead of Ralph. And we are racing again. Looks like we have a yellow in sector 3. Sure who that was at all. Right, so Martin Kozler now just 5 seconds behind Scheiber. That was 10 seconds, but Scheiber now, well, I'll say over 8 seconds behind Dark Norbert, who has had this pretty much in the bag today. But so we're only halfway through, so anything can happen. The safety car can change a lot of things. So Ralph, he got past Chef JB. Looks like, I wonder if there might be damage there, but this is Milo looking for a move up the inside of Bogorowski, and he makes it. So Milo up into 6th, Bogorowski dropping down into 7th place. Hoping we might have a nice little 3-4-way battle here if they can all get onto each other. Nerdy, by the way, working his way back up into 8th place after being towards the back of the grid, so a good recovery drive from him so far. As I say, still only halfway through. A safety car, I'm sure, would be great for him at the moment. So we have another spinner in sector 3. No idea who. It just keeps going yellow, so we'll keep our eyes peeled there. We've got a McLaren going into sector 3. We'll see if it might be him. But the Alfa Romeo is absolutely loving it at Spain. So 1st and 2nd with decent gaps. All they've really got to do is keep it on the track, and they've got themselves a nice 1-2. Well, we'll do just to have a look at the constructors at the moment. I mean, Alfa Romeo are currently leading the Constructors' Championship anyway with 18 points. Alpine in second with 16. Ferrari also with 16, so joint second. In fourth, AlphaTauri, fifth, Red Bull, 11 and 8 points respectively. Williams also in joint fifth. The rest of them yet to score. So obviously with a 1-2, that's a good enough way to expand your lead at the top of the table, especially with the top Alpine being in 7th place at the moment. The Ferraris also, nearest one is 9th, so putting themselves in a good position to pull out a bit more of a bigger gap here. But as we say, still a long way to go in the race. So do we have? Seems to have spread itself out again, but Nerdy is on the attack now of Bogarovsky. The Bog looks to be struggling for pace early doors on the hards. I think Bog did say it took him sort of 3-4 laps to get comfortable on the hard tyres. I don't think it's a heating up issue because he's very good at getting heat into his tyres, but it is just, I think he finds the rhythm after 3-4 laps. Nerdy looking to stay as close to Bog as he can, going around 12, approaching number 13. Will he go for a move up the inside? Bog has that covered defensively, so he turns 14, 15 and along 16 onto the start finish line. This is where Nerdy needs to be close. Obviously with ERS and DRS activation he should be able to close. Is, but not as fast as I think he'd like to. I don't think he's fast enough to go for the move. So Bob keeping Nerdy honest at the moment. That battle for 7th place. Quite sure that no, he didn't make the move, so he went for it. Certainly showed his nose there, but Bog certainly wasn't going to give the place to him. We'll stay with this battle for a bit just because it's the nearest one that we have on track. Again, really wants to get past Bog as quick as he can and then set off after Chef JB, try and recover some of those places lost at the beginning of the race. But he is more than capable. He gets a good drive off of the final corner. He's just closing, but it just doesn't seem to be. Oh! Contact there. Thought they'd given each other enough room, but it looks like unfortunately Nerdy might have just touched the back of Bog there, which sends Bog spinning round, but he has recovered, so he's still running in 9th position. And we have a virtual safety car again. Oh, it's unfortunate for Bogger. So it was good racing between him and Nerdy there, but I think whether it was a pace difference going into that corner, but it did look like there was slight contact, which unfortunately sent Bog spinning round, so puts him back in to 9th position at the moment. Hopefully he will be able to work his way back up the field. Starting orbit now with an 11 second, nearly a 12 second lead over his teammate, who in turn has 6 second lead over Martin in the Mercedes. And he's a mile ahead of Ralph as well, so it's it does seem to be, I mean, as long as nothing happens to the top 3, this should be how it will finish, but we've got a nice little battle putting up for 4th and 5th, and potentially 6th and 7th if they can close their way up as well. But Ralph having a good race, currently in 4th place. Let's say 16, 17 seconds to close up on Martin is a hell of an ask, to be honest. But I think he would be happy taking the points for 4th place. And we are racing again. So who are the closest that we have on battle? We've obviously got Milo just behind his teammate. About a second and a half, but I'm not sure what kind of move will be made there. Mr. Elijah as well on the back of BV Baldi, about a second and a half. So again, they're starting to just stretch out a bit at the moment, the gaps. So we have 10 and a half laps left. About 2/3 distance at 2/3 distance at the moment. Bob doesn't look like he got any damage from that contact with Nerdy, so that is good at least. Okay, Skipper having another solid drive. He's been fairly solid on the F122 game. Actually had the privilege of racing against him pre-season, and he did well. He really did well. So yeah, it's good to see Skipper up there. Nerdy is making he's making inroads into Chef JB's lead in front of him. Now under 3 seconds, whereas it was up at over 3. But we'll see if he can chase that down. So I'm going to jump on with Norbert just because there's not a lot going on. Pete has come into the pits. He's going to go for softs for the last 9-10 laps. Why not? Nothing to lose down there. Might as well go for the fastest lap, see if you can scrape yourself a point. Obviously you need to be in the top 10 for that, but if you're in the top 10 you should get 2 points then. So yeah, as I say, Norbert, he just seems to have had pretty much Spain under control, putting his Alpha on pole position. 17.8 if I remember rightly. We have another yellow, which cleared very quickly, but yeah, let's say with a 17.8 in qualifying, which is a very, very respectable time, then literally from lights out he's just not been led. So even with the pit stop, brought himself back out in the lead. So yeah, it's been a comfortable afternoon. He is losing a bit of time to his teammate now, but I think he is just backing off ever so much. Fairy Tale there picking up another penalty. A quick look just at the pens just to see where we are. Fairy Tale with 13 seconds of penalty, so not quite been his day. But you come back and you try again next week, or the week after, or the week after that. Okay, so Milo now 1.6 seconds behind. We have a change. Mr. Delija coming in, and he'll fit softs on as well, and look at going for a fastest lap hooray at the end. 2:46. He is. Just looking at the times, I think he will struggle to get himself up into the points. 18 seconds behind now, so yeah, it's matter of getting some grip on the car, having a bit of fun, putting some fastest laps in. So Dark Norbert now looking like, who is he coming up to overtake? That will be the Alpine of Mr. Delilah, I think. And Scheiber as well, he's had a good race. I mean, qualified 3rd on the grid. He got himself up into 2nd place early on and has just, as I say, just been fantastic backup to his teammate Norbert. Martin recovering from a spin, 10 seconds behind, but he's still picked himself up into 3rd place. Lost a couple of places, but made them back quite quickly. Obviously has decent pace around here, but it's just been a bit of overshadowed by the 2 Alpha boys. Ralph and Milo now getting very, very close, and so is Nerdy getting very close to the back of Chef JB as well. So he has closed in that gap quite significantly. So we have two sets of teammates battling for positions at the moment. We have the Alpha Tauris battling for 6th and 7th, and the Red Bulls battling for 4th and 5th. Need to keep an eye on both of these, who is going to be first to make the move. So Milo is closing. Milo will go for the move there. Nerdy will go for the move on the outside of Chef JB, who doesn't put too much of a fight there. I think obviously being teammate, but good recovery for Nerdy, back up into 6th place. Ralph and Milo now battling for 4th place. That's the best I can be looking at as well, obviously a 15-second. Unless we get a very late safety car now. But we haven't had one, so we had 3 virtual safety cars, if I remember correctly, but no full-blown safety car. Oh, and Milo has spun. So that is going to give Ralph some respite. There we go. That is an example of how to return to track. Very, very well done, Milo there. It's, so obviously frustrated, wants to get back on track as quick as he can, but there's 2 cars coming. So hats off to you for that, Milo. That was good to see. Nerdy, meanwhile, has broken clear of his teammate out of DRS, reach 1.6 seconds clear, and will be looking at tearing after Ralph at nearly 7 seconds. 6 laps to go. It's possible. Meanwhile, Bog now coming under pressure from BB Baldi. So I think a few here will be happy to just bag some points from this round. Not a favourite track of the few that I have spoken to. Oh, running a bit wide there. BB Baldi was a little bit optimistic, I think, that move. Okay, so where are we? Milo picking up a penalty for speed. Milo, why have you pitted? Have you got wing damage? No, he's going for a set of softs. That 5 second is good. We've got a safety car. We have a safety car. That's why he's pitted. Everyone will come in now and put the soft tyres on. So who did we lose? Mr. Deliza. Where did we lose him? He's been cleared, so we won't find out where we lost him, but yeah, not quite been his day. Well, we're going to have a shootout now. Safety car's going to be out for at least 2 laps, so lap 30, 31. Yeah, we're going to have a couple of lap shootout. This could be an interesting end to the Division 6 Spanish Grand Prix. So Dark Norbert's going to be gutted, pulled himself out a 10-second lead, looking absolutely stable on those hards, and all of a sudden it's completely wiped out. And Scheiber as well was 10 seconds clear of Martin, and there we go again, that's gone. Everything's gone. We have a couple of lapped cars as well between Norbert and Scheiber, which is not going to help Scheiber try and go for the move. Martin, I think, is going to come straight on the back of Scheiber. So Dark Norbert's not in a bad position over this. So obviously with 2 back markers. I was going to say that I think with new rules and regulations, those 2 should get out of the way and let the front 2 fight, as we had in Abu Dhabi last year. But that's not what's going to happen. They are unfortunately going to have cars between themselves. Bog down in 9th place, but obviously now back onto the softs, along with everybody else. The only body that personally hasn't is Tengel, which surprises me. And I'm not surprised anymore. He comes into the pits. That's also good. The fact that it will now only mean 1 car between Norbert and Scheiber. That 1 car is Pete the Pirate. Okay, so we are just waiting for everybody to join the back of the safety car, and so very spread out the field at the moment. Milo there after that spin, still in 7th place. So lost out a couple of places to the AlphaTauris in front of him at Nerdy and Chef JB. Not sure if there was any contact between Ralph and Milo. I don't think so. I think it was just a loss of grip and traction on turn number 3, but I'm sure we'll find out if a stewardship report goes in. Safety car is in this lap, so not everybody has caught up yet. Bogorovsky will catch up. And also have nicely warm tyres as well by the time he gets there. Ruby Bowdy obviously still right behind him, but then P20 has not closed up. I think he will do by the time we get to Goad, because they'll back the grid up, back the pack up as soon as the safety car goes right. Where are we going to go? The majority of people go out of this turn, and he has indeed. Scheiber there having a bit of problems trying to get past Pete, I think. Pete is just trying to get out of the way, but it's so difficult. I think the best thing to do, bit of advice, if you're in that position, just put yourself at the back of the pack again. But yeah, just out of it, it's not fun. So we have another green, which I think was Fairy Tale in turn number 3. So he's not having well, certainly not a fairy tale, put it that way for him. But nevertheless, he's keeping going. Fairy Tale, I think he's got about 13 seconds of penalties as well. Keeping Nerdy just ahead of him at the moment. Keeping ahead of Nerdy at the moment. Having the gaps opening up again. BB Bowdy on the back of Bogorovsky though. Let's see if he has enough DRS. He does not. So we are into the final lap, and Dark Norbert, I say he has been masterful in this race. Congratulations to him. I say from fastest lap to take pole position to a dominant race win. I say the finishing timing is not going to reflect, I think, just how dominant he was today. His teammate Scheiber as well in second place. He too has had a really good race. I say superb backup to his teammate, and you can't ask better than a team for a 1-2. So here we are with the race leader Dark Norbert coming around turns 14, 15 for the last time through that chicane. On to turn number 16 to the start finish line, and he will cross the line and take victory. Congratulations to him. Scheiber will take second, third for Martin, fourth Ralph, fifth for Nerdy, a good recovery for him, sixth Milo, seventh will be Chef JB, eighth will be Skipper. Good result for him, moving ahead on penalties. Bogorovsky finishing in 8th due to pens. BV Bowdy getting promoted as well. Chef JB dropping down from 7th to 10th because of penalties. P20 bringing it home in 11th. Trenky in 12th. In 13th is Fairy Tale. 14th is Pete, having a bit of a nightmare race, I think, for him. We'll just be happy to see the cross the finish line and get off to next week's Grand Prix. Zengel bringing home the second Aston Martin in 15th place, obviously with the no finishers. So there we have the Spanish Grand Prix Division 6, round number 2 in season 4. Driver of the day, and now that's something I've got to think of. I think that's your man, to be honest. I have to admit, he's just been absolutely dominant, as I've said, from his lap for pole position to race just being, well, not really coming under any pressure, just being in total command. So yeah, I mean, a fantastic race by both Alfa Romeos. It's I think they could be quite the partnership to beat this week. But there we are with the two Alfa Romeos and the Mercedes on the podium. So Dark Norbert taking the win for Alfa Romeo. Scheiber in second in the Alfa Romeo. Third, the Mercedes of Martin Kozlar. In fourth, the Red Bull of Ralph. Fifth, Nerdy in the AlphaTauri, and then Milo bringing home the second, the Red Bull in sixth. Skipper in seventh in the Ferrari. Eighth, Bogorovsky in the Alpine. Ninth was Bowdy in the Haas, and running out the top 10, Chef JB in the AlphaTauri, picking up, losing some places there because of penalties. Running out the other finishers, we have P1020 Kersnikov, we have Trenky, we have Fairy Tale, Pete the Pirate, and Zengel. And the non-finishers were Mr. Delija, Jurek, Double, and Dr. Scenic Kitchen. So that is it for the Spanish Grand Prix. Congratulations to the top three. As I say, my driver of the day will go to Dark Norbert, just because he was so dominant. So many congratulations to him. Some good racing out there. Some minor incidents that I'm sure will be discussed afterwards. But from us, that's it for tonight. But what we will say is, obviously, next week we will be returning on a Tuesday night with Division 1 and Division 4. And we are off to the USA, to the Miami track. So first time that DTR has had a league race on there. So that should be interesting. On Wednesday, Divisions 2 and 5. And then obviously next Thursday we'll have the return of Division 6 along with Division 3. So if you haven't had your fill of racing tonight, tune into our YouTube account and you can watch all of the races for the week. Or you can just watch the Division 3 that was also live at the same time. So right, from me, Nellboy, I'd like to say thank you for listening to me. I hope you've enjoyed the stream and we'll look forward to speaking to you next time. Thanks so much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.